This is Stefan Schmidt for InsiderIowa.com. Cold, late January day here in Iowa. Many of you have had lots of problems. My own SUV is up there at the top of the hill in a ditch, and I had to walk through snow up to my knees back to my farm. When the sun comes up, I will get my tractor, plow my way up to the top of the hill and put a chain on my Honda and try to get it out of the ditch. So I'm sharing that with you because I know that for many of you the State of the Union address by the President is a secondary or maybe even irrelevant event. If you're living in Carroll and you just still don't have electricity, I'll bet that's what you really would like to know. When is your life going to return to normal? When we watch the President's State of the Union address, which is the comments I want to make now for InsiderIowa.com, what I'm going to be looking for is how is Barack Obama going to take control of the runaway train that he is the conductor of, the engineer of. How is he going to reorient his administration and focus on those things that Americans are really concerned about? And how is he going to regain the trust of that fairly big majority that voted for him in 2008? People still like Obama personally, but there is a serious decline in confidence in his policies. And people are very concerned, number one, about the economy and jobs, which are still disappearing. And number two, people are very concerned about the continued threat of terrorism that, was something we thought would essentially diminish in the future, but it looks as though people still want to harm Americans, threaten Americans, and terrorism is alive and well. And of course, number three, people want to know when we can get out of these places over here where we are stuck in Iraq and Afghanistan, and that has become intractable. I mean, we've been at war longer there than any other war we've ever fought, and there's no end in sight. And I think Americans are weary of it. It's very costly. We are tired of seeing the mortality, the death of American soldiers, and it is, I think, really taking a toll on the country. So when the President has his State of the Union address, he's going to have to do magic. He is going to have to refocus the healthcare plan and say, look, healthcare is a huge, giant issue. I and Congress are trying to find ways of covering more of you and making it fairer and containing the costs, which are unsustainable in the long run. They're going out of control. And I think he will show a much more humble expectation in terms of what he would like to accomplish with healthcare. That's a big concern for people. People are worried about their jobs. People are worried about the value of their homes and the real estate crisis. And on top of that, if they have to worry about how they're going to get their health care in the future, especially all of those working Americans who do get health care in some form or another, or who buy it for themselves, he has got to basically remove the fear and uncertainty of this health care reform. The other thing that he needs to do, of course, is to fix the White House staff. In other words, he's got to get some people in there, which he is doing right now, and it's a sign that things are not working very well, who can help him regain the confidence of Americans for the 2010 election. How can Democrats rebrand themselves, having won in 2006 and 2008? How have they lost their credibility so much that they're scared to death they'll lose big numbers in the 2010 elections, both in the Senate and the House? If that happens, Obama's next 2 years at least will be greatly diminished because he will have even a smaller majority, or perhaps no majority at all, in the House and Senate. So he's got a political reorganization going on. And then, as you know, lawmakers, including Democrats and the American public, has great skepticism about many of the people that he put into top positions on the economy. Why? Because these are people who often were directly connected with the stock market, with banks, financial service companies, who are the ones, of course, who brought the American economy almost to its knees and almost drove the U.S. over the cliff, especially with these exotic investment instruments made up of toxic mortgages, uncontrolled lending to people who really couldn't afford a home. And in doing that, you know, the old saying is, and those old sayings are always good, that if you have just one rotten apple in a barrel of apples, it is going to contaminate all of the others. And, you know, I had a little box of strawberries that I had to throw out because one rotten strawberry was spreading a lot of mold to all of the others. And if he has people at the very top that Americans don't trust, it is going to be hard to recover this economy. So Obama's mission on Wednesday night at 8 p.m., when he gives a State of the Union, is going to be to basically calm the American public down and calm voters down, that he has control of the wheel, that he is going to try to drive healthcare and the economic recovery on a good, plowed, and safe road. And I think the road analogy is very apt, especially in places where the roads are totally unsafe and covered in ice, such as Iowa, or where they're underwater the way they are in California. Every president is faced with unexpected things right here, this close to the United States. The president all of a sudden woke up one morning and got a call that an earthquake had hit Haiti. And it just shows you how quickly things can turn around and both capture your attention and energy, and also put additional pressure on American budget resources at the federal government level to try and stabilize Haiti. And you can go look at my comment on why it is very important for the U.S. To assure that Haiti does not become a failed state. And you can find that, as always, in insideriowa.com. Have a nice day.